You're listening to a portion of our conversation from episode 250, featuring the Jurassic Wire with myself, Brad Jost, and co-host Aaron Beyer. If you want to hear the full conversation, download the full episode on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. Today we discuss the upcoming release on the Oculus, Jurassic World Aftermath, the latest in Jurassic VR. It sounds like an interesting premise, but does the art style hold up for us? Stay tuned to find out our thoughts. As always, be sure to let us know what you think, and of course, we hope you enjoy it. Let's move on to our next topic, which is Jurassic World Aftermath, a new VR vehicle here for Jurassic World with the Oculus brand. I don't know too much about VR, but you might
look so cheap.
Okay, let's.
Sorry, I'm just gonna barrel into this. Why does it look not great?
I take umbrage with that in a way. I made it. No, I'm kidding. I didn't make it. I think that the quality represented on screen, which, maybe I'll, let's see if we can get a picture of it on here for people.
It's like a weird cel-shaded thing. Okay, so let me back up.
Okay.
ILM, the Raptor, we've seen this. There was a Jurassic World VR thing. I think part of it even exists, that you can be a part of. I think it's like Blue or something. Like you're following Blue's journey after Jurassic World or something.
Yeah.
And it looks as photoreal as they possibly could get. The Dave and Buster's ride thing is as photoreal as you can possibly get in VR. The Oculus Quest is not it's not PlayStation VR. It's not $400. Isn't the Oculus Quest really expensive?
Well, let's scroll down to the bottom of this page. I believe it might have a price somewhere.
To me, this
$299. It's around the same as the PlayStation
it's around
VR,
the same as
the
PSVR. Okay, fine. But to me, this doesn't represent what Jurassic has been in VR. The whole point of Jurassic. Hold on, I kind of have to think about what I'm saying here, because growing up, Jurassic was about showing you real dinosaurs, right?
Okay.
And the video games never looked real, I guess. So it's just super weird. To me, this doesn't represent the effort they've put into putting Jurassic World into VR. This seemed like I watched this and I was like, okay, cash grab. I don't know.
Huh.
Am I way off base? Am I just being, for the person out there on Twitter who told me that I don't like anything, am I just reinforcing that? Am I just reinforcing that?
That wasn't my other accounts, I swear. Who said that? That's hilarious.
I like things.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
Not this episode, but I like things.
Look, I think I'm actually kind of into this visual style. I think it looks kind of cool. And I'll tell you why in a second.
It doesn't look as good. It doesn't even look as good as the Telltale game.
No, it's different. And it was for me, back in, I don't even know, 2000 or something. No, it was a little bit, 2003 maybe. After playing two Legend of Zelda games, you had the 3D Legend of Zelda games back on N64, right? Sure. I thought they were beautiful, at the time, of course. I think they still are. But, they were immersive and beautiful. And then a few years later, on GameCube, I believe, right? They release Wind Waker, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and it took this cell-shaded style. It was very, very artistically different than anything they've done before, and I was like, that's a bummer. That's a step down. That looks really bad. But I end up loving that game so much, and honestly, shooting to today, I've been, looking for stuff to do while in quarantine, and I've heard about this game for a very, very long time, and it's been out for a few years now. And I'd actually hope you've gotten a chance to play it. Have you played Firewatch?
No, I haven't played Firewatch.
Okay, pick up Firewatch, man. So Firewatch, Do you know anything about it at all, or no?
Yeah, I know the ending is kind of divisive. I know it's like you're
Well,
basically
don't
learning the
spoil it.
story of this guy, and you're going through like
Exactly.
his like his
It,
personal strife or whatever.
it's a
Strife?
very yeah, that works. It's a very very simplistic game, but it tells a very very emotional story, and it connects you with a few simple questions in the beginning of the game to kind of set you on this path with this guy. And it's very simple. Like you literally just like walk a certain direction, and it's all very linear. And then you have like a few places to go, not a lot of places to go, and visually it looks very very similar to what we're seeing, I think, at least in this Aftermath game. And I thought
Yeah,
that Firewatch was visually, and there's a quote on the website, as visually striking as its unique premise. And I think it was really, really visually striking. I played it on the Switch, and I just had a blast. It's a very simple gameplay like the Telltale game is, where you just like pick an option or choose to say
yeah.
something or not say something, but you tell your own story. And I think it's visually very very cool. And so to me it kind of lends it to that. And maybe this is just hitting me at the right time because I just recently finished playing this game. And I don't know if this is in VR at all, this game at all, the Firewatch, but it would work perfectly for that, I think. But
I don't know if it is either.
I don't know if it is, but so like I said, maybe this is hitting me at the right time where I just finished playing that game a little while back, and it hit home for me, and it was very emotionally impacting and stuff like that. So when I look at Jurassic World Aftermath, I'm like, oh, it really looks like that visual style. I'm gonna try to see if I can bring up the trailer a little bit here. It's probably not gonna play, but
I mean, I've got like I should. I'm making a generalization. I'm basically combining style with quality, and that's not really fair to the developers. It's obviously stylized. But it's like super low poly. It looks
mhm.
I guess all what I'm saying is like this just doesn't feel representative of what Jurassic has put in this medium before, and I just don't feel like this excites me to like want to go out and buy a quest to experience this. Now, the real conundrum though is, are you still there?
I'm here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go. Sorry, like major issues over here. The real conundrum for me is like this is actually a game I want. I want this, run around
Yeah.
survivalist Jurassic game. I wish it was a different style. I know that's really unfair to say, but that's just
That
me, I
yeah.
guess.
I mean, I understand it. It's kind of like that, a little bit like the argument of, does something like Camp Cretaceous matter in your own canon? Technically it is canon and
Right.
stuff, but like a lot of people have struggles with transferring, an animated something to live action. Does this all
I mean, I don't
exist?
have that. I don't have that problem at all. It's just
No.
to me, like I'm like, well, wait, but this seems like Camp Cretaceous doesn't seem like a step down. It seems like an iteration. For me, it feels like a step down, which I don't know why it feels that way to me.
Well,
I don't
I guess
know.
you kind of expressed it perfectly before with the fact that previously there have been iterations of VR, and it was like there was the one with the Apatosaurus, right? That you just like
Hmm.
got a glimpse of an Apatosaurus or something, and then the other one was that Jurassic World Blue or whatever, and it was like a few episodes or something.
Yeah,
Now I didn't get to experience the blue thing. I've seen it, videos of it or whatever on YouTube or
right.
somewhere.
Same.
But those weren't interactive at all. I would assume this is interactive, right? You're actually playing this, right?
I guess
I
so. The Quest has controllers. It's not like the Go like a Go or anything. Um,
Yeah.
Now, what I would love, I don't know if you've ever had the chance to do I don't know what the equivalent would be, but like we've got like you go and you do the VR and like you walk around and like so like my wife
Oh
and I
yeah,
went and
yeah.
did one with where we were Ghostbusters,
Ah
and
man.
they strap the pack to you, and you have your laser gun and you are literally open world walking around a studio, and they've
Yeah.
got props that it's really funny, like how weird VR is, man. Like I don't like heights, and there's a moment in Ghostbusters where you are high up, and I
Oh
looked
yeah.
at I'm it's like, oh, you're gonna walk out to this ledge of the building, and nope, lift up my visor, and it's just a dude like with like a spray can of like mist like spraying you. There's like
Yeah.
fans like blowing on you, and like it totally breaks the illusion. I looked at that dude, and he looked at me like, "Oh, you baby,"
I
but like
know.
I was like, dude, I am not walking out on that ledge. It was cartoony. Like that was the crazy thing. This
Uh-huh.
Ghostbuster thing wasn't photoreal either. It was
Okay.
cartoony, very similar to this. But that level of I guess that I mean, if I'm saying this Ghostbuster one can induce fear in me that it's animated, like why wouldn't this induce the same feelings? You know?
I think it should. I mean, it's still stuff jumping out at you. And going back to your thought on the VR, it's the what is that called? Oh
I don't know.
man, I'm blanking on what the name of it is. But they had one down in Disney Springs. Let me Google this. What the heck is that called? That place? Uh, completely blanking on the name of it. I love the
I don't.
thing, but everybody's like,
I know what
it's
you're
this
talking
thing, it's
about. I
this
know what you're
thing.
talking about.
But anyway, they had
It,
what do you call it? A Star Wars one, and that
mhm.
was photoreal. It felt like you were literally there with those characters. And there were moments like you're talking about with edges and cliffs and stuff where you're like, oh my god. And I did have that. Oh, it's called the Void. But
Right. Yep.
it was the
Yep.
same thing for Ghostbusters. But I had that moment too where all of a sudden our sets stopped working, and I pull it off, and there's just like people just standing in there, and it's like super awkward. You're like, just a moment ago, I was like, my arms were wandering all over the place, like an idiot,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, like, there's just a dude like, yeah, just give me the thing. I'm like, okay,
Yeah. It's this guy
reset it.
who he's gonna go home to his apartment later that night and just hang out.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this, and honestly, this is the kind of experience that I'm looking forward to because we've talked about it plenty here before, the Jurassic gaming and what I kind of am looking for at least. I'm not looking for something that's like a shooter where you're like trying to destroy dinosaurs. I don't know
Right.
why it looks like this dude's wearing some like power gloves or something like that, but like I like the idea of like it's you versus the dinosaur, and that's about it. And it's like, how do I escape this situation? Obviously, the
Yep.
aftermath of Jurassic World. So this could be concurrent with events in Camp Cretaceous, which is kind of cool too. Does this factor into Camp Cretaceous in some way in the future? That would be interesting to find out. We don't know much about it really. Let's see what these say on the website here
But
because
if it's the aftermath, dude, there's more than blue in this game.
I don't
So
even know who is in this game. It just says Velociraptors. So yeah,
I
so
mean, plural. Like by the end of Jurassic World, there's only one Velociraptor.
yeah, so it's like I would just like Universal to stick to a story instead of being like, well, that's not canon and soft and this and whatever other type of
Yeah.
firmness of canon there may be. I don't know, but I
Canon.
just I just want real. I just want real, and that's all I want. And visually, I don't care. I don't care what it looks like. I just want it to be real. And the multiple Velociraptor thing kind of scares me because it might lead to not being canon. It does say Jurassic World Aftermath is a suspenseful survival VR adventure with ferocious raptors. Can't read. Jaw-dropping immersion. You just crash landed onto Isla Nublar, and velociraptors are stalking your every move. Your only path to safety is to think quickly and move fast. I like that a lot. I think that's cool. You just
I mean,
crash landed. Is this like a rescue mission for Camp Cretaceous? I know I keep bringing that up, but like it probably has nothing to do with.
I think you're digging too far, man. I think you want this thing to be something that it's
Look,
not.
I want everything to be connected, but like, what is it? And why did they crash land? That's just what I want to know.
I think this was a dinosaur VR game that someone at Universal got wind of and was like, yeah, hey, use our license. And it ended up being a Jurassic World game because, dude, it just the multiple Raptors already. That's not a thing. Like,
but neither was Nasutoceratops. No, neither was Nasutoceratops, and now it is. Neither was that adult Allosaurus, but now it is. And the Sinoceratops being on the island, all of a sudden it's a thing.
But wait. Why was Nasutoceratops and adult Allosaurus not a thing? Because
where did we ever see them prior to that moment? Like, I mean,
you don't need to see anything in Jurassic World to like know that it could exist later. But Jurassic World explicitly says like those are the raptors. The 4 that you see in the movie are the 4 raptors they have on the island.
Sure, they told you they were.
Dude,
that's how this franchise apparently works now. Is that they told you something, so therefore it is until it's not. You know, like it's so I would not be surprised if other raptors ever show up. Actually, here's some more information. This has been on the screen for a little bit, but it says it's 2 years after the fall of Jurassic World. So this is hopefully way after Camp Cretaceous. I don't want those kids laying around for 2 years. So this is before
spoilers.
Well,
spoilers.
Sorry. I'm just saying. I don't know what's going to happen in Camp Cretaceous, but I don't want this show to linger on for multiple years. This is like a year before, right? Fallen Kingdom. The mission: recover valuable research materials from an abandoned research facility. Your only hope of escape is to get the confidential information before the Velociraptors get you. Okay. So this is interesting. That's kind of a good amount of information right there. Outwit deadly prehistoric hunters. To survive, you'll need to explore the research facilities, solve puzzles, find ways to outsmart the ferocious velociraptors that are stalking your every move, all in fully immersive VR. And lastly here, eye-popping visuals. Vibrant cel-shaded visuals enhance the intensity and the thrills. The result is an immersive Jurassic World experience designed exclusively for virtual reality. So yeah, man, I think that's interesting, and I hope this is canonical in some way, because that's an interesting story, honestly. Like, who is this mission surrounding? Like, is it they're trying to recover valuable research materials. At this point in the Jurassic World timeline, right? We've already recovered the Indominus Rex bones, because those were recovered weeks to months after Jurassic World. That beginning of Fallen Kingdom was weeks to months later. And it's funny, this debate came up literally this past week, as far as like when that took place, and people are still very confused because it's not explicitly stated ever outside of an interview on sci-fi-wire.com. So, we've been trying to tell people that, and I actually had to go back. I'm like, I know we talked about it.
If it's not in the movies, then why do we consider it anything? Like, I'm very much like the website and the DPG and the Mizrahi stuff is like as far as I'm willing to possibly move outside of like an outside source telling me what is going on in these films. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I got you, man. Like, I understand, but like, and I am totally in agreement there. I don't really like to take, and we've talked about this many times, I don't like to take in tweets or interview stuff. I really don't.
Right.
So on the surface, when you watch that film, it makes sense to me, like, that this could be 3 years later, that introduction to Fallen Kingdom. But at the same time, you're like, well, they had to steal this stuff, and then they had to create the Indoraptor. So did they just instantaneously create the Indoraptor? Maybe. I mean, it's not impossible. but maybe there was some time there where they had to create the sequence for this, this dinosaur. I don't know. But so I'm willing to consider the fact that this was weeks to months just because it's such an odd thing. Like why did they say that in an interview that this was weeks to months later? So this, whatever this is 2 years after that. So what are they trying to get? Who's trying to get something? Because this is just before Fallen Kingdom in terms of the full movie, like the rest of the movie. So is this some sort of like Biosyn or some other company?
Yeah. And that's what I had this discussion with you. So I finished Camp Cretaceous. I won't go into spoilers, but the first thing I wrote to you is like, really? Like this? And you were like, oh yeah, there's like a whole line of them trying to get, it's not just Biosyn. And so it's like you could just be another person trying to steal tech from a dead Jurassic World. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be working for one of a million genetics companies trying to steal something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very strange, man. Very strange. Like
I'm interested in the story though, honestly.
I think you're cool. Flipping me, man. I didn't like this at first, and now I think you've got me like really curious about it. The problem is it's on a device I'm never gonna buy.
I know. That's my problem too, like, dude. I don't think I'm ever gonna get it.
PlayStation VR for me to even really consider it, because I don't have a PSVR, but I have a PlayStation. I'm in that ecosystem. I'm not looking for another ecosystem. So even though I don't think PSVR is like necessarily the top quality place to play a VR game, that's just going to be the one that I end up getting because that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Did you do your pre-orders for PlayStation 5 at this point?
I did. Did you do your pre-order for PlayStation 5?
No, I didn't. I don't know.
We'll see if I keep it. I'm debating because. This is a whole side tangent, but it seems like there's going to be fewer games exclusive to the 5 than originally told. So, Horizon's not an exclusive.
Is this because of that deal that just happened with Xbox or no?
No. This is just that like when they announced the PlayStation 5, they showed like Horizon 2 and they showed Spider-Man Miles Morales and they showed all these games. And then come to find out, those aren't exclusive to PlayStation 5. They're just exclusive to PlayStation. So they're going to be on the 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's my problem too.
My biggest fear is that I boot this thing up in Canada, it's like $700. My biggest fear is like I boot this thing up for like $600 and I turn on Fortnite. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly, dude. I'm gonna be like, well, what am I gonna get? I'm gonna get the Miles Morales, but I still haven't played Spider-Man. I haven't played Spider-Man, so like. Do I get PS5 and then buy Spider-Man as well and then play that first and then play so it's, but the games are also $70 on, PlayStation 5. So it's like I can get the game cheaper on PS4, play through it there. It'll look fine,
I know, but $10, man, to go towards developers, like I'm okay with it.
Sure. That's fair. But yeah, I still have a lot of stuff to play on PS4. That's why I hesitated a little bit. So yeah, eventually I'll get there. I'll definitely get there because that's my ecosystem as well. So getting Oculus, for, this one here, it says for Quest 2 is the $299 one. And then I'm assuming the game is also on the Rift S, which is $399 because they're both at the bottom of that page.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, man. And I think like the story is pretty interesting to me. Like, I really want to know, like I said, why is there other Raptors? Like, is that going to be something explored in the future? Is this canonical? Who's researching this island?
It's been explored in the future and then was made soft canon, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and then we were told that this doesn't really matter.
What a bummer, man. Like, that's something that is just really annoying. And that's what, like, this could also be. And I think a lot of the worry was with Camp Cretaceous is, like, is it going to be real? Is it going to matter? I don't want to take in things that don't matter.
We shouldn't use the phrase "it doesn't matter" because honestly, like I feel like especially because when they brought us out there, they were all just like super nice to us, and that show is top quality Jurassic. So like I say, when we say it doesn't matter, like I feel like we're kind of like talking down to that project. That project is phenomenal. That live
That's
tour.
fair. Yeah, that's fair. I just mean canonically speaking, like
Right.
live tour, you know, has been officially stated as not mattering canonically. It's soft canon, but to me, it's real. Like there's nothing in that says it's not real, you know?
We're actually going to touch base on this in the Camp Cretaceous talk, so like
Sure.
maybe we try getting there as quickly as we can before I forget.
Sure. All right. So I don't know. I'm excited to learn more. I hope I get the chance to play it someday. But yeah, Aftermath, it looks kind of cool to me, and I feel like I'm the only one who's like on board with this. So I don't know. I've heard a lot of downsides to this.
You've turned me, man. Like I'm willing to give this a shot if I ever get an Oculus Quest or it comes to something I play on, you know.
Yeah, let's hope it does. Let's hope it comes somewhere where we can actually play it. Those compies are really cute, dude. I want to see more of those baby not babies, but just the compies. There's compies like in the website and in the trailer, I believe, or something. Somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Some more
I
compies.
missed the compies.
But who knows?
Sorry.
But let's go ahead and